everybody. Okay, so we're going to be making our dioramas of natural habitats. And we're going to begin today by figuring out and planning and painting how to do our backgrounds of the natural landscape and also the floor of that natural terrain or natural place that you've chosen for your diorama. Okay, Year 3, so how to begin? The first step is you need to create a background piece of paper to do your painting on for your diorama. To do that, you can see that this inside of the box is also this shape. And we're going to trace carefully and correctly this inside shape. What we're going to do is you take your cardboard box and where that big background is, you need to put it down on the paper. Now you could do it, trace it in the middle and trace around the whole box, but to be smarter, we're going to put the edge of our box, line it up with the edges of our paper. Do you think that's very well lined up? No, you draw on the table. So you need to line it up with the edge of the paper, okay? Hold it in place, you don't want it to move, check the edges, and then you're able to take your pencil and start to rule a careful line down the edge of the box, okay? Therefore, you can see that I have traced the inside backdrop of the diorama. You can then take some scissors to cut it out, or your teacher might have a guillotine, like I have here, to quickly cut it out. And I'll show you, ready Year 3? I will show you that this now is the backdrop, that this is going to go inside. Let's see if it fits. So that's the inside, and we're going to paint on top of our paper to create the background scene of that natural habitat, okay? So I can take that out later, okay? The other thing you need to do is create the floor paper that you're going to paint. Now this box is very big, and if I line it up on my paper, you can see here that a bit of the box is sticking out of the edge. So what we need to do is line it up as best we can, and possibly line up the edge of the box with the paper here. Okay, that's lined up. And I'm going to draw a line on the other end and trim off the paper that we don't need. Okay? Okay, trim it off. Let's see if it fits in our box so that we have our floor piece of paper to paint on. Look at that. Ta-da! So now that you have your floor that you need to paint, and also the backdrop here that I'm going to take out so that we can start planning, you're then pretty much ready to make it one of the most important parts of your diorama. Okay, putting that aside. Alright, so now you're going to be ready to be starting to create your natural habitat backdrop. So what we're going to be doing is first in a light HB pencil, you need to be drawing or planning very light sketching lines onto your backdrop paper that's going to go inside the diorama. So as you're doing this, my natural landscape is going to be the African savannas, where all the lions and the zebras and the elephants and the rhinoceroses, all those grassy, sandy, dry, hot areas in Africa. So I'm going to create some kind of grassy hills and maybe some sand dunes in the background. Okay, now this could be so light that you might not even see those lines. Okay, oh, a good one. Make sure that you put your name on the back. Okay, so that we all know whose work it is. So I've got a bit of my hills. I might want one of those African trees I might paint in. So I'm going to draw a tree and it's got the leaves around here. And I've got the sky. I'm going to put a big hot sun in the sky. Okay, good. So it's nice and simple. Can you see my sketchy lines? Not too many details, and the pencil is not heavy. Very important, because we're going to be painting with watercolor paints. So a good technique is, these are watercolor brushes, or you might have these brushes, and we have our water pot full of water. Now we use a swirling technique. You might remember this from year 2, that we dip it, we wipe it, and we tap it. Very important. I'm going to start with my nice savanna colour grass. So I've got this goldy yellow colour, I've got oranges, I've got yellows, and I'm going to dip it, wipe it, tap it, and swirl it. I don't want to splash it and spread it, I don't want to crunch the brush, I need to swirl it. Dip it, wipe it, tap it, and swirl. Then I can start by adding the paint onto my backdrop. Okay? If it gets on the table, I might need to wipe the tables at the end of the lesson. And I can dip it in the water and keep spreading the colour. Did you notice that I didn't even go back onto here, did I? I just kept spreading that colour. Swirl it and spread the colour. Now, are savannas or grassy, deserty areas all the same colour? Or what if I mixed a little bit of some brighter yellow in there? Have a look at the difference. Ooh, doesn't that look nice? See the difference in colour? You can add a little bit more. And what if I added some of the orange? So thinking of tones and contrast. Ooh, doesn't that look nice? See that? So I was looking at those African sandy, deserty colours. Okay? So you're going to mix that. I'll try and do this really fast, okay? Okay, so there you can see I have my little savanna backdrop finished. I'm going to let that dry, and then next time I've got the floor that I need to work on. So creating, obviously the floor of my savanna in Africa is going to be this sandy, earthy kind of gold colour, just like all those natural grasses that the lions hide in when they're hunting. So I'm going to be focusing on letting that dry, and when that's dry, I'm going to be able to put it inside my diorama, and you'll be able to see just how magical and realistic and beautiful that backdrop becomes in the diorama. So have fun, good luck, and work very carefully.